Hello, math champions. In this video, we're going to learn a little more introduction in algebra. What do you mean by this? When I said in the first part of introduction to algebra, I said we'll have to know about the different names, and that's how we learned about variables, right? Variables means anything that is like alphabets, right? X or a or a B or a things like that, right? And we learned about terms. Terms means what? We learned it is like 4a or 6c and or just a D. These are all called terms. Terms. And we learned what is expressions. Expressions means we learned when one or more terms are joined together by addition or a subtraction. Okay, like for example, 4a minus 6c plus d. This is an expression. Okay, now we will learn something called a degree. Okay, what is a degree? Degree means it is the highest power of the variables. Okay, highest power of the variable. Okay, highest power of the variable. And then that means what? For example, if I have x cube plus x plus 4, okay, this is a variable and this is the same variable. Okay, here the variable has a power of 3 here in this term. In this term, the variable has a power of 1. If there is no power, that means x to the power of 1. And here you might think there is no variable. No. There could be I mean, you can assume a variable. That means it is a power of 0. Why I can do that? How I can do that? Because x to the power of 0 means 1. 4 multiplied by a 1 is 4. So let me write in a different color so that I can, I can explain to you that. If the question is given like this, you can say there is a hidden x to the power of 0. Why? Even you can say y to the power of 0 also or z to the power of 0 also. Anything you can say. Why? Because any of these things are going to become x to the power of 0 or y to the power of 0 or z to the power of 0. Everything is 1, right? 4 multiplied by 1, multiplied by 1, multiplied by 1. So you can assume how much ever you want, right? So that brings us to saying that there is a x there also, where the variable is there and the power here is 0. Okay, so in three different terms there is 3 different powers are there. But however, the degree of this expression is 3. Why? Because the definition, what's the meaning of degree is highest power. So the highest power of this expression is 3. That is why the degree of this expression is 3. Okay. Now I want you to find the degree of few few things that I'm going to write here. Okay. So 4x power 4 plus 6. Okay. What is the degree? And let's say 2x plus 6x cube plus 6. What is the degree? Pause the video, answer it, and then come and see what is the answer I have given, right? Is it correct or not? Check your answers against my answers. Okay, now we have tried. The degree of this expression is 4. The highest power is 4. And here, though it says 1 and 3, so the highest power is 3. So the degree is 3. Okay. So now you understood what is degree. Now let's talk about one more terminology called monomial, binomial, trinomial. Let's talk about these three terms. What is the meaning? Mono means 1. Okay, 1, number 1. Bi means it is 2. Tri means it is 3. Okay, that's why we say triangle, right? So mono means single, solo, right? Bi means bicycle. Bicycle means it has two wheels. That is why we call it as bicycle. If it is only one wheel is there, we call it as unicycle, right? Why am I telling these words? So that you can remember. Bicycle means two wheels are there, right? Two wheels are there. That is why it's called as a bicycle. Tricycle means triangle. Remember, a triangle has three sides. Mono means it is solo. Okay. Mono acting means mono acting. We do this. Mono acting means only one person acts, right? That's called mono acting. So this is how you can remember. Mono means one. Bi means two. Tri means three. Okay. What are we talking about here? Monomial means one term. Binomial means two terms are there. Trinomial means three terms are there. Okay, taking the previous example itself, if you see the 4x power 4 plus 6 is a binomial. Whereas this 2x power 1 plus 6x power 3 plus 6, it's called as a trinomial because there are three terms, 1, 2, and 3. Now, if I just take a 6t, it's a monomial. So it's a monomial. Only one term is there, right? So now you're clear about what is monomial, binomial, trinomial. Okay. Okay. Now let's learn about little more about degrees. Okay. Um, okay. Now there is an expression. Okay. There's an expression like x plus 6. Okay. Then this expression called x square plus 6. And there's a, x cube plus 6. Okay. And why am I just differing these powers? Because I want to teach you something about the degree. So the degree is here. Degree is what? The power is 1. Degree, highest power is 1. So the degree here is 2, right? Degree here is 2. And the degree here is 3. So when the degree is 1, we call such an expression as linear expression. Linear expression. Expression means what? It does not have any equal to sign. It has an addition or subtraction, that kind of a thing. Many terms are added or subtracted together. That's what is the expression. If you don't know this meaning, go back to my introduction to algebra first part and then learn about it. Okay. Then, if the degree is 2, then it's called as a quadratic expression. See, I know it might be a little confusing. What is all this? But then, yeah, in the beginning, you will have to remember these things because these are the names, right? For remembering also, I'm giving you tricks how to remember that. Also, I'm giving you. I will tell you about the tricks for remembering these three. Just like how I gave you tricks for monomial, binomial, trinomial. I'm going to give you tricks for this also. Degree, if it is degree 3, it is called as a cubic expression. Cubic expression. Now, how to remember these things? Linear means 1 because line has only one dimension, right? This line has only one dimension, right? It can go in only one direction, okay? That is why you can remember degree is 1 means linear, okay? Quadratic. Quadratic means it is actually, quad actually means 2. I mean, quad actually, right? We say quadrilateral. Quadrilateral, it's actually 4-sided figure. However, 4 is nothing but 2 square, right? So when the degree is 2, we call it a quadratic expression. Cubic means, you remember the cube, right? Like Rubik's cube and things like that, right? When you remember, the cube has 3 dimensions. It's a solid. So solid has 3 dimensions. We call it as 3D shapes, right? So that is why it's called as a cubic. So cubic expression. This is a way to remember this. And how do you remember monomial? Monoacting. So it is 1. Meal. Meal means it is term. Remember that. So meal means it is term. So monomial means 1 term. Binomial means bicycle, 2 terms. Trinomial is just like a triangle. So tri is 3 terms. Like that. Now, this linear expression, quadratic expression, cubic expression, these are all for the degrees. Now let's learn next thing about polynomial, which we will learn in the next video. In this video, we have learned till, linear, quadratic, cubic, okay, all of these things. One more thing is there about expressions, okay, about expressions, there's one more thing that we want to learn is we know variables, right? Variables means any of these variables, A, B, C, things like that, right? All these are variables. Now, if I have an expression which has x plus y plus z, okay, what happens? There are how many variables are there? Three variables are there, x, y and z. Okay, there are three variables. However, the degree is the highest power of any of these variables is 1, right? That means it is a linear expression with three variables. Okay, if I have x plus y, I would say it's a linear expression. Linear is talking about the degree, right? Linear expression with two variables. Two variables. Okay. Now if I have x square plus x plus 4, it is not a linear, it's a quadratic expression because its degree is 2 now. So quadratic expression with one variable, right? Now, if I have x square plus y plus 4, if I'm having like that, so it's a quadratic expression with two variables. I hope you're getting this. What is the meaning of this one variable, two variable, three different variables are there, right? X, Y, Z. That is when we call it three variables. Okay. I hope you understood some basic information about the namings of what is happening in algebra. Okay. I'll see you in the next video where we are going to use many of these, terminologies when we're talking and explaining these things. So I highly recommend you to understand these things, remember these things, because when you want to build a relationship with somebody, first you have to remember their name, isn't it? Just like that, when you want to learn algebra well, you have to remember the names that we give to the different things. Okay, if you do not, remember at one stretch, no problem. Go back to the beginning of the video and learn it once more, because very important to know the names so that you can learn and use them the subsequent topics when we are learning it. See you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.